welcoming Kevin Lee here to the program. Getting ready to fight April 23rd, UFC 197. Of course, that was supposed to be Cormier Jones card, is now Cormier OSP card, which is just as exciting a fight for me as the main event. But Kevin is fighting Efrain Escudero on that card. Kevin, how is he just got done sparring, so he keeps wiping his face. That's why he actually pulled over to do this interview for me. How has training Extreme Couture been since Miesha Tate won the belt? Did things change when she walked back in with that belt around her waist?
Yeah, I mean, overall, you know, anytime something big like that happens, it's a big morale boost. You know, it gives the way a team works like that is it works from the bottom up too. You know, so it gives the guys at the bottom a big morale boost, a lot of motivation, and a lot of confidence, which makes the guys at the top even better. So, you know, overall, when something incredible like that happens, it boosts everybody up. So everybody's confidence has been real high. And, you know, when you can see it, you know it's right there and it's for the taking. And that goes to me, too, you know. I see that gold belt, and I like how it feels. So I want to hold one of my own, you know.
And she has a really good story. It's not a quick rise to fame. It's not I just walked in and I went undefeated. You know, she worked her ass off for a long time to get that belt. And
yeah, we've seen her do it.
So now, with that being said, did it make Bryan Caraway train with you harder now that he's like, wow, my girl's got a belt, I got to get myself up in that ranking system too?
You know, I think it was like that for him anyway. Are you getting a little feedback? Okay, all right. Yeah, I think it was like that for him anyway. You know what I mean? I think he's more of a I mean, we're mostly self-motivated people, you know. So, you know, he's got a big fight coming up now against Sterling. And I think regardless, he's going to take that one dead ass serious. So, you know, it's hard to say, you know what I mean?
So you're getting ready for Efrain Escudero, which is a totally different style than who Bryan is facing. Do you and Bryan still work out together quite often, even though both of you now you're obviously at the end of your training camp. You have about a week left before you got to make weight. But do you two train quite a bit throughout this entire training camp, trying to get ready?
Yeah. I'll come back and I'll help him for this next training camp, especially. You know, I'm a little bit bigger, especially. But on the ground, he gives me really good looks. You know, it depends on who it is, you know, but we do a lot of grappling together. As far as the striking, not so much. You know, we don't really spar together unless, you know, he needs a certain look or I need a certain look. But, you know, it's so many other, you know, big pros that are there that you got somebody for everybody. And the way I've been trying to set up my training camps, you know, I go between there, I go Drysdale's, today I sparred at Roy Jones Jr. Gym, and I brought over a couple Mexican boxers for me to spar with. So, you know, I like to set up my training camps around me mostly.
Which is smart, and that's the way most people have to do their camps. And like these mega gyms are kind of getting the people are forgetting the reason why these mega gyms are working, like Couture's, like ATT, like Black Zillions, like Jackson Winklejohn, is because, there's a lot of pros in there, but each pro gets his individual attention, and each pro gets what he needs for his training camp. So,
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, and that's what I try to do at least. You know, like when I fought a really good kickboxer or something like that, I'll bring out really good kickboxers from LA or, you know, something like that. Or last time when I fought the Brazilian, it was a lot of Brazilian guys coming up to do no-gi worlds. So I trained a lot of Drysdales for that. So, you know, you got to mix and match it.
Well, let's go back and talk about Santos. That was your last fight back in December of 2015. You lost in the first round, TKO. What happened? Because I thought you were completely prepared for that fight. I heard from Nixick and Follis that you were prepared for that fight. I heard that you did everything, didn't miss a practice, was on time, ready to go, and still it just wasn't your night. So what actually happened inside that cage?
It took me a long time to get over it, but shit happens, you know what I mean? I thought, you know, I never in a million years would I thought I would have got caught by him. If I did, it would have been on the ground, you know, or something like that. But, you know, shit happens. I think it was a little bit of overconfidence on my part. He kind of got like half of a takedown, and I felt like, you know, I felt him when he jumped on my back, and I felt his strength. And, you know, I didn't think that he had much for me on the ground. And once that was over, I was like, oh, he's just waiting to fall now. You know, I thought everybody in the arena knew, including him, that, you know, he was going to go out at that point. But, you know, I got overconfident. I thought I had him hurt. And, sorry, eyes watering a little bit.
You probably got a fingernail in the middle of that eye today.
Yeah, it's something in there. It's a piece of hair or something like that. But I thought I had him hurt with a high kick, and I was trying to catch him on the way down. He stepped back and he threw a good punch. And on my way down, I broke my ankle, and that's what made it really hard to stand back up. So when I stood back up, it kind of looked like I was wobbly because my leg gave out on me. And I talked to Big John for like an hour after that at one of the Invicta fights over in LA, and he kind of gave me the breakdown of why he stopped it. I thought it was an early stoppage, but what can you do? Sometimes you get hit, sometimes you drop. I didn't never give up in the fight. I was still ready to fight. I could have definitely kept going, but you live and you learn. I think that was a bigger learning experience as far as not taking anybody lightly, especially a guy like that who was a world champion at one point.
So now you're getting ready for Efrain Escudero. You already mentioned you're at Roy Jones Jr. Boxing. You brought in a bunch of Mexican boxers. Efrain has quite a bit of Mexican boxing standard and style in his fight, but he's also got good wrestling. So who have you brought in for the wrestling aspect of it to kind of keep, if you want to keep on your feet, to make sure it stays on its feet?
I ain't too worried about it. I'll be honest. Like, I'm not too worried about his wrestling. I think my wrestling base is a lot stronger. I think if I wanted to wrestle him and put him on his back for 3 rounds, that I could do it. I've still been training over at Extreme a lot with a lot of the wrestlers over there and over at Drysdale's. So, I've had Evan Dunham wrestling with me. Him and Evan have fought before, and Evan bullied him in the clinch. So I've been doing a lot of my clinch work, a lot of my anti-wrestling with Evan Dunham and Kyle Griffin. So, I think I still got great wrestling look all around. I think I've got a better base for this camp. I was more so worried about not getting hit. That's for sure.
Right. So where does this victory put you? You knock out Efrain in the first round, and you submit him sometime in the second round. Where do you see this fight going? Like, what's going to put you up in the ranking system?
Well, you know me. Like, I like to look forward. So I wanted to get on that 200 card. It'll be here in Vegas again at the T-Mobile Arena, the new arena. So, I think that they should throw that bum that's fighting Sage out. I'm going to try and push for that one, me and Sage on that card. I mean, I think that's the fight that the people want to see. Whenever I have any other type of fight, everybody comes up to me and say they want to see that Sage fight. So I'm going to push for that one, and then hopefully in November I get my rematch with Iaquinta at Madison Square Garden. So that's kind of how I got my year planned out already.
Yeah, the problem is, though, is that those other 2 cards, 200 and the Madison Square Garden card, the only other card that people are going to fight to get on will be the rumored Hawaii card sometime in August. Like, we're trying to find out if that actually is going to happen. If that happens, everyone's going to fight to be on those cards. So you're really backed up. Now, picking Sage for 200 is actually kind of smart because that's a big name. It'll be a great fight, and it's in Vegas. It's your hometown, so it makes sense to have it there. The Madison Square Garden November fight
for the people, too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is the fans are going to want to get behind it, and that's what they want to do in that 200 card is make it crazy. Mm-hmm. The problem is, though, is that with the November card, Madison Square Garden, everybody on the East Coast is fighting to be on that card. Everyone I've talked to, the moment they announced it this morning, it was like, nope, I'm getting on that card. Everyone's trying to get on it. It's like, well, there's only enough space.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Iaquinta is one of their rising stars out there. He's definitely one of the bigger names out there. As far as who he, I think they definitely want to put him on that card. As far as who he wants to fight, I think that would be up to him, but there's not a lot of guys are held up at the top of this division. So, me and him, we fought in Jersey before. He had a big crowd out there. People loved it. So, we can run a rematch. It'd be a big rematch. I think, I think it'd be one of the more marketable fights as far as New York goes, especially at 55,
Picking Sage for 200, picking Iaquinta for New York makes sense because it's like those 2 people bring a draw in. There's an actually opportunity for you to get on both those cards.
Hey, I'm going to try my best. Trust me.
Right? For the folks at home, Kevin fought Al Iaquinta back in February 2014, UFC 169. If you have a Fight Pass, make sure you check it out. It is tough to talk about your losses. It is tough to go back and get through, but now you've got a shot to kind of get at least the Iaquinta loss revamped. Maybe in November. We'll see what happens after you get done with this fight. I mean, they could bump you early enough onto the 200 card, put that fight on a 200 card, and wait for something else. So who knows?
Maybe. You know how this game goes. It's all about timing. I thought that he caught me at the right time when we fought the first time. I was young. That was my first fight in the UFC, going from fighting in, you know, a 1,000-seat arena to the Prudential Center, you know. So, you know, shit happens, you know what I mean? I'm just rolling with momentum right now.
Last question before I lay out of here. I'm going to interview Escudero tomorrow. So I'm going to open up the interview with, hey, I've already interviewed Kevin. I'm not going to share too much of what going back and forth except enough to pick up the hype and get him a little bit more angry. If I had one thing I could tell him right from the beginning, what would you say directly to Efrain right now if we were on a three-way call?
You know, we actually did one the other day on another podcast. Me, Efrain, and MMA Roasted, and we went back and forth a lot. So, you know, I think he already knows. I think he already knows the deal. He's just going to be looking for one big shot, and I feel like when you look for one knockout punch, you're getting desperate, and you know that you aren't the better fighter. He knows I'm the better fighter, and he knows what's going down.
That's Kevin Lee getting ready to fight Efrain Escudero, UFC 197, April 23rd, inside MGM Grand Garden Arena. Kevin, I'll actually be there. I'm coming back from Hawaii specifically for this fight. So we'll see you. I'll probably see you at weigh-ins. If I don't make weigh-ins, I'll definitely see you after the fights are over.
Well, good thing this fight will be early, so you know, that leaves me enough time to get drunk and watch the Pettis and Barboza fight. So I'll probably sit with you and watch it, you know?
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Take care. Have a great rest of your training camp.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my man.